massive hello to everybody watching this. Welcome to my channel. My name's Lilia and I'm an English teacher. I sometimes call myself an English addict. That's because I'm really an enthusiastic teacher and I really love what I'm doing, so I'd love to share my experience with you. I've been teaching English in Kiev for about 7 years now, so I think I've accumulated quite a lot of experience to be talking confidently about some areas of English that I went through myself, teaching myself to do those areas well, and now I'd love to share that with you. So if you're interested at this point, you may go through the whole list of my videos I have on my YouTube page, and I'm also running a podcast for learners of English, which you can find at podomatic.com. That's liliakardenas.podomatic.com. Every week I share a little tip with learners on how to learn English effectively and fast. Alright, okay, now before I make this video, before I really talk about the topic of it, I really want to put a little disclaimer out there. So I'm not pretending to be a super well pronunciation wise educated person, because everything I've learned that myself, and I just want to say that I don't think I'm an expert in any way. Right, so I'm just sharing what I think with you and hoping that would help on your way of mastering your pronunciation, whatever first language you speak. Right, okay, so some people requested this video a year ago or a month ago, so without further ado, I'm going to jump straight into the topic of this video, and this is how to make your pronunciation sound very good, right, and perfect. Some people think they don't need to study pronunciation because, just from their perspective, that's just a waste of time. What for should they study pronunciation? Because they get understood without it, right? And here is what I think about it. A good pronunciation makes you sound a more advanced speaker of English, even if your vocabulary is not that good, but you have a great pronunciation. That will mean people will they will see you as a fantastic speaker of English just because your pronunciation is very good. And if you occasionally make mistakes, that's okay because your pronunciation is very good. So your pronunciation is like an embellishment which makes the language sound complete and bright and like full blown, right? Just very beautiful, well shaped. So today, some tips on how to get a very good English pronunciation. So the first thing you want to do on your way to perfect pronunciation is choose a model, right? Well, sure, you have to listen to as many speakers of English as you can. I am talking about native speakers now, especially if you want to focus on your pronunciation. So you could find them online. Video blogs, I really recommend them because I think they're fantastic in terms of your English, and you can find any topic you like, right? Because there is a broad variety of topics available on the internet. So that's what you do, right? You choose a model, you choose someone you want to sound like, and you really love this person, right? You really love their accent, you think you would love to sound like that, okay? And here starts your way, basically. So, okay, you've chosen your model, then what do you do next? You have to record yourself. Lots of people think, okay, what for should I record myself? I can hear myself perfectly when I'm speaking because I've got ears. Right, okay, that's right. But the reality is, you don't hear yourself in the same way as you do when you hear yourself on the recording. So when you listen to a recording, to your recorded voice, you actually discover how different it is from what you hear when you're speaking, and that's crucial. That's really, really important. So just make sure you record yourself and listen carefully, right? And try to spot those little things that you think are different from your model's pronunciation. Right, so try to split your recording, your voice into little bits. Try to think what makes your speech different from a speech of a native speaker you've chosen, right? And I find that people who have good ear for music usually do this quite easily. But if you can't do it, if you can't really find the difference between what you've just recorded and what a native speaker has just recorded, then just go for help. Just ask a more experienced friend or a musician friend or a teacher. Okay, just tell me mate, what am I doing wrong? What doesn't make me sound as good as I want to? What doesn't make me sound as good as this native speaker? And I'd say that in 99% out of 100, it all comes down to individual sounds. So when you start studying individual sounds, you discover how much you don't know about English pronunciation, right? And when you split like this speaking into the individual sounds, you discover how different those sounds are from the sounds that you have in your own language. And that's like the crucial thing. You really have to keep this in mind when you're speaking a foreign language. You can't, you simply can't replace the sounds of English with sounds of your own language, because they sound identical. They're completely different, and the room in your mouth, like the spot in your mouth where the sound is formed is basically different. So, and you've got to know this, right? And yes, you could go on replacing the sounds of English with the sounds of your own language, but don't expect your pronunciation to be good, because when you speak in English and when you're speaking British English, the sound is coming right from your chest, right? So the sound is formed really deep, okay, and it's going upwards and it's coming out of your mouth and you're speaking from your chest. And if you're learning American English and if you want to copy an American accent, you need to keep in mind that the sound is coming through your nose. So there is more, like, you know, nasality, if this word exists, right? There is like more nasal sounding to your American accent than to your British accent. And I'm not saying that imitating a British accent is more difficult than American accent. Both are fairly difficult, right, and equally difficult for a speaker of Slavic languages, for example, like I am. But anyway, the fact that lots of people say that British accents are more difficult to imitate doesn't have to put you off. Yeah, just okay, you can do whatever accent you want, but you have to develop, just, you know, to master this feeling of music and your natural instinct. Right, okay, so don't rush through the language. You've got to speak slowly. Don't think if you speak fast you sound more native-like. That's not true. So what you've got to do is speak slowly and enjoy each sound, especially at the stage of learning. This is so important, right? So you feel the position of your tongue and you feel the muscles in your mouth, right, and in your face and in this area, right, and you feel where the sound is formed. So it is really important to extend all your vowels and consonants, right? It is very important. So just don't avoid this, okay? Speak slowly, no rush, just slowly, and working every day. Consistency is the point here. If you miss one day, then you're standing on the same spot, right? You're not moving forwards to your goal of perfect pronunciation. You're just standing in one spot, and I guess this is not something you want to do. Right, okay, and the final tip you've got to do is listen a lot, right? Let English travel into your ears as much as possible. Just when you're doing your chores, when you're just doing some work around the house, or when you're doing something that doesn't need like a lot of concentration, play some English in the background and enjoy it. Listen to it, try to soak it in, right? Try to absorb it, and basically just you'll feel that you'll be adjusting your speech to the speech of native speakers, because When English is coming to your ears subconsciously, you'll try to imitate the rhythm and intonation of the speakers you're listening to, and that's a very good idea, believe me. That's how I worked on my pronunciation when I was studying it, so I hope it really helps you. So that's about it for my tips for today. Thanks a lot to everybody who requested for this video and who left their positive and fantastic comments on YouTube. I'm always happy to communicate with you, so you can find me on Facebook and Twitter, and you can also subscribe to this channel. I do read through the comment section every time, so every time I get a new comment, Google notifies me and I go to a little bell in the top right corner and I start reading your comments, and it really makes me happy when you exchange your experience, like telling what helped you, and so you help the other learners out there in the world who want to have a good pronunciation. Right, so thank you very much guys. I think that's going to be it for this video. For more ideas, for weekly ideas, please go to liliakardenas.podomatic.com. I think you'll find the link in the comment section or under this video in the description box. Yeah, I think I should put down a link here. And that's going to be it. So thanks a lot for watching. Tell me if your tips helped you, and hope to see you very, very soon. Subscribe. Bye bye.